I'm going to go with Rob B. Let's go with Rob B on our hot topic. Let's go.
Truth, lies,
Excellent.
All
shenanigans.
right, the way we're going to do it, our hosts bring you hot topics they want to share. We'll ask, is it truth, lies, or shenanigans? Our panel will talk about it for a bit until our time is up. Then we'll go to our audience for questions and comments. So make sure you're commenting on any of our comment threads. We are absolutely listening to you. And as I said, we were going to start with Johnny, but we're going to start with Rob B. So Rob B, there's a lot going on at the northern U.S. border these days. Is this truth, lies, or is it shenanigans?
Well, this is definitely some truth because of, we'll say, some long-standing shenanigans over the last year. So, in essence, what has happened is New York Congressman Brian Higgins has been urging your POTUS, Biden, to prioritize the gradual easing of border restrictions between Canada and the US. One of his quotes was that the distance to Canada is now further than it has ever been in his lifetime. And I think that a lot of people feel that way because anyone that's at that border has a different culture. And I'm always fascinated by people, like Americans or Canadians, that are close to that divide. Now, despite the political urging, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has waved away suggestions that Canada is prepared to reopen the border. Um, there's just been a lot of different issues. Canadians are looking forward to having Americans come, and we're looking forward to go stateside. But unfortunately, the COVID vaccine rollout hasn't been as effective in Canada. And a big part of that is because we lack the domestic capability to produce the vaccine. So we're waiting on everyone to ship us vaccines, basically the amounts that they have told us, and we've had people cancel. But I guess I'm looking to you and asking, when should we open the border, and what limitations need to be in place so that we can protect one another mutually?
All right, let's start with Lizzie.
Rob, just admit it. Y'all don't like us. Y'all don't like us. Y'all don't want us up there. No, I think honestly, I don't think it should be a decision that's made in haste. Because there are lives at stake here.
Yep.
And as we've seen over the past year, over the past 8 months, 6 months, American citizens have not been taking this virus and protocol seriously. So if I were the Prime Minister of Canada, I would be cautious as well. Like, if you pay attention, if you look at the headlines in Florida, in Miami over the past week, they've had to shut down, or they're trying to shut down, because it's spring break in the United States. And college students across the country are flocking to Florida and are bypassing all laws and social media or social distancing protocols, all COVID protocols. They are flooding all of these areas without masks, not, keeping the 6 foot distance or 6 inch distance, whatever. And so 6 foot. And so why would you want to have that come to Canada, where you guys are trying,
Mm-hmm.
to keep a rein on what's going on with the citizens of your country? So I understand it. I understand the hesitation. And, Americans, we tend to think that we belong everywhere, that we have a right to be everywhere without,
We don't?
paying attention or adhering to rules, if you will. And so as much as I, want to get out of my house, as much as I've been sad that I haven't been able to travel internationally as well as nationally, um, I get it and I understand it. And I wouldn't want you all to make a decision hastily just because you are being pressured politically. I haven't been to Canada since I think I was 12 or 13.
Hmm.
Um, but I would
It's
love to
changed.
go.
It's changed.
Listen, last time I went to Canada, I was with my family and with my aunt and my mom, and we went to Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
And I
Niagara
so
Falls
had
is
it
where
in
I
my
went.
head that I was going over the falls in a barrel. That was in my head. I was going over the
Oh,
falls in a barrel, like a typical silly American, right? Um, But I want to go. I want to go. I want to see the different provinces. I want to go to the different cities, and I want to go to a hockey game in Canada. Like that is on my bucket list
I bet you
as
a
a
hockey
sports
game.
nerd
That's your thing.
to go to a hockey game in Canada. But I understand if I don't get to do that, immediately,
Right.
because Americans, we need to clean up our shit. No one wants you if you bringing shit to the door.
I mean,
Like,
we're getting there.
that means you're not a good guest.
We're
So
getting
yeah,
there.
we gotta clean up our shit.
But I
Gotta clean
mean,
up our
the
shit first.
vaccines are like, I had 3 appointments for vaccines. They're
Wow.
definitely more available now.
In Maryland, DC is still struggling.
Man, they're like
DC,
they're
like,
giving away
because
vaccines. They're giving surplus to Canada and Mexico. I mean, they're definitely. I have 3 appointments. They're like, I'm excited. I mean, something's
my
happening.
Wow.
vaccine was not through an appointment with the DC government or health department. I got my appointment through the back door. Through
Olivia
a friend.
Griffin says right on
To the back
Instagram.
door.
Oh. Hey
Our last-
Olivia, what's
Our
up,
last
girl?
guest. And Dr. Phil Heaton, our guest for today, he's sending prayers and saying 100. All right, Gianni, what are your thoughts?
My comments, I think that we should reopen. Like, there's like the angel, and then the devil on your shoulder. The angel's like, no, we just have to abide by the law. It's not safe. And then the devil's like, no, it's about to be summer. Let's go to Canada. So it's one of those things. But you got to do the right thing. It's unsafe at the time. And when I was reading the article, I actually thought it said that Canada was one that didn't have the rollout together. I didn't know it was saying America. So you guys taught me something. I didn't know.
So what's the rollout look like in Canada, Robbie? Like what does it look like for the vaccines in Canada?
Well, the rollouts have been slow, and we faced some challenges because of supplies that we were counting on that were then not guaranteed.
You get
So
some extra
I know
stuff.
that. Yeah, Mike Winter had posted something. So it's 1.5 million doses that are coming to Canada. So that's definitely a step in the right direction for getting the border open. In my community, for example, last week I believe they had the vaccination clinics for the 80 pluses. Now they're beginning registrations for the 75 pluses. So it's starting to happen in my community, but my city has a population of 165,000. So it's not like we're not a metropolitan center. We do have population density working for us as opposed to working against us. But it has been a slow rollout because we don't have the ability to produce those vaccines domestically. We don't have that guaranteed supply.
I say they need to open the borders up quick. They need to hurry up and get those borders open because y'all need to take in some of our southern border friends because
No.
Biden,
No,
but Biden,
no.
Biden is flying them up there to the Canadian border states.
I'm not wishing Floridians on you guys in Canada. Like,
Not
I would never
Floridians.
wish that.
Yeah.
I'm
Mexican.
not that on anybody here.
People from Mexico and South America.
Oh,
If they are
not
pre-vaccinated, I'm happy to take them. If they are pre-vaccinated, happy to take them.
Yeah, I think because that's what Biden's doing. Biden's sending a bunch of, well, he's considering. I won't say he's doing it. He's considering flying migrants up to Canadian border states like Michigan and Montana.
You can't take an influx of people if your shit ain't right. And so that's my concern. Like, you got to get your people right before you take in all of these other people that need the same, if not more, resources.
Well, that's the age-old American problem. That's what people always say
where are they
about.
going to go? Like, if you're talking about taking in people just for vaccinations, well, obviously they're not going to be there just for vaccinations. So where are they going to go? Is Canada equipped to facilitate and take all of these people beyond the vaccination?
We absolutely rely on immigration to Canada, even just to keep our numbers flat, because we're not producing Canadians as quickly as we should be. So immigration is a big part of keeping up our population.
Well, yeah, so it'll help everybody. We need to get.
So y'all are humping up there is what you're saying. Y'all are humping up there is what you're saying.
It's too cold. You don't want to.
Please. That's all they did in the cold. Hump and drink.
Actually, that would probably be a shock to send some of those migrants up to like Montana and
Oh,
and
yeah.
Michigan and of course ultimately Canada. It's gonna be a shock.
They're
And
not
it'll be
used to
all
the
mixed
climate.
up.
Yeah.
They're not used to the climate. Like it's a completely different
Yeah, it's a
climate up
completely
there.
different climate.
I say
That's
send them.
true.
All right, so we got Jacqueline Rom says those spring breakers will take their pestilence back to their respective hometowns. Jose pointed out 1.5 million doses to Canada, 2.5 million to Mexico. That's what's happening with the vaccines. Mike Winter says Caps jersey in Canada. I was wearing all my Caps and that stuff last time I was there.
A lot of Caps fans in Canada.
Good. Yes.
All right. Looks like we got Gianni Storm back smooth again. So let's move on to our
Hey.
next.